Karen Steinour. I've known Lacey Fraser for approximately 22 years, both as a colleague and as a friend. And it's for this reason that I'm excited to tell you about a project that she's been involved in over the last few years. First, let me tell you a little bit about how I came to know her. As a licensed psychologist, I had the opportunity to work with quite a few incarcerated men during my career in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, which is where I met Lacey. An important part of my work was to help develop and implement programs for individuals who had special needs. For example, individuals who had been diagnosed with mental illness, those who had difficulty making the transition from the community to prison life, individuals who had substance use disorders or who were facing terminal illness in prison, individuals who were detained beyond their sentence while awaiting a commitment hearing with the court, and those individuals who were looking at being released from prison who had become concerned about whether they'd be able to make a successful transition into the community, whether their families would accept them back in, and whether they would really be able to lead a life that was not defined by the crime they had committed. And it was with this latter group that Lacey's best self really came forward. She developed a very innovative program aimed at helping men who were releasing from prison to really take a good hard look at who they were prior to coming into prison, the individuals they were in prison, and the kind of person each of them wanted to become during the course of their work in this program. And really having them take a good hard look at what it would mean to accomplish that goal of becoming the person they wanted to be. I can't say enough about the importance of this program in regard to a sustainable, meaningful change process for the men who participated and for the lives they would touch, not only in prison but upon their return home. It was exciting to hear that Lacey had the opportunity to follow up with about half the men who were involved in the program and learned that they were leading a very different kind of life than they had led prior to coming into prison, were contributing members of society, and were really happy members of their family. And their family members, too, were quite impressed with some of the changes they had made during the course of their time in prison. And the changes they had sustained through that reentry process and over time really enriched their lives and the lives of their family members. From the standpoint of what this means in the world of corrections, this program has the potential to make significant changes to how we, for lack of a better word, do corrections today. The notion that rehabilitation occurs primarily because someone has been sent to prison. Essentially, they've been punished by this incarceration as a way of deterring future criminal activity. It may deter some criminal activity for some, and on the surface that may look like a pretty good rationale for how we do business. However, it's a really flawed approach to true change. It just doesn't work, and in many ways, it can do harm if there's no good programming that goes along with incarceration to assist those men who really want to change, to make a difference in their lives and in the lives of their family members. If there's no programming to assist them with that really helps them become the people they can be, then, incarceration alone is not going to make the difference. And that is sadly where we've been in the criminal justice system in the United States for way too long. We really need to change our approach to our work with those who are incarcerated. And that is what the program Lacey developed does. She refers to it as the coach approach to change, in which gentle guidance, along with confrontation about how one is standing in one's own way toward making the changes that are necessary to be the kind of person they want to be. That coach approach, where the gentle guidance, the bringing out the best in each person to do his own work on that, in that change process, is what that coach approach is all about. And it really does make a difference. It develops a sense of trust and of safety so that one can really truly examine the person they've been and who they want to be, and talk about that in an honest way, to be honest with oneself and with those who are participating with them in the program, with their family members, for example, upon their return to the community. All of that is so important to sustainable change. I also can't say enough about what this program can mean in a bigger picture kind of way. The whole idea of how we view incarceration in the United States, and how we can really help individuals by training prison staff and those who work in probation and parole on how to really be of substantive assistance to those they are working with. To me, that potential for impact in terms of training and education and helping make a more defined curriculum and provide training in a consistent and more comprehensive way across our penal systems, to me, is another huge potential for this program that I fully believe will happen. And finally, I strongly encourage you to take a look at this video. It will change your perspective on what it means to be incarcerated, what it takes to achieve freedom, and what achieving this freedom can really mean in the sense of building a better world for all of us. If you take the time to watch this, I know it will change you too. Enjoy, and thank you for listening.